In this video, let's take a look at how to create a new project based on images. Click New, then select Image Project. Then click Create. In the expanded dialog, you can opt to have the preview pane available, or you can collapse it. For our example, we'll keep it expanded. Then, of course, you can start by going ahead and adding some images using the Images tab. To do this, click this button here and then go ahead and browse to locate and select your images. Here we're just going to go ahead and opt to hold down our shift key. We'll select our first one, hold down the shift key and select a series of images. Then we're going to hold down our control key while we're selecting additional non-sequential images. And then once you make your selections, click the open button. And your images are loaded in a list right here. Now, you may want to go ahead and you may have forgotten to add some images. You can go ahead and add more images before you create your project at any point. Let's go ahead and do that. And it will be added at the bottom of the list. Now, some additional options you can do here. Let's say, for example, there may be images here that we didn't want to have loaded as slides. And as you notice, when we select images, they show up in the preview pane over here. For example, we may have images like here. We selected 2 of the chalk. We don't need 2 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and delete one of them. Maybe I want this pen to be created further up in the list when it creates slides, maybe as the first image, so I'll put it to the top of the list, or maybe I want it to be the second slide. Doesn't matter, it'll create the slides and take these images and embed them as background frames. And if you need to change the location of the slides while you're editing your project, you can easily do that. You can also use options to rotate any of the images left or right. So we'll go ahead and do that with the pen and see what happens. Maybe we want the pen to be like that, or maybe we want it to come back like that. And again, you can use these buttons to rotate left or right, and whatever rotation is being used, that's how the image will be embedded. You can also select one or more images and choose an alignment option. So for example, right now this image is set to be stretched, but maybe we want it to be aligned to the bottom. This is great if you're creating a series of slides based on logos, let's say, for example. So maybe we want to do that, or maybe we want to go ahead and have it tiled. It's up to you what you want to choose. And you can also select all of them in the list and select an alignment option, or you can go ahead and just select one at a time and choose an alignment option. It's up to you. Once you do that, go over to the Slide tab and choose the size for your project slides. You can go ahead and choose a standard from the list, which is what we've done here, 800 by 600, or you can go ahead and create a custom size. That's up to you. Choose what you need to work with. For navigation purposes, again, anytime you're working in your project slides, any of these options that are set as defaults when you're creating the new project, you can edit. So for example, maybe we want the slide duration for all our slides to be at least 4 seconds. And maybe we want to opt to add a pause zone. If we don't, deselect it, but if we do, go ahead and select it. Finally, you can opt in the Options tab to choose a style sheet to apply to your new project. We'll keep that one selected. And then slide transitions are a great way to create some visual dynamics. So maybe as the slides play from one to the next, we can go ahead and add, let's say, a fade transition. We can do it here without having to do it while we're editing our project. And again, we can change these out while we're working on a project as needed if we don't like it. So we'll click OK. Once you set up all these options here in the different tabs, you're ready to create your image project. Simply click OK. And depending upon the size or the number of images you have, you may see a progress bar come across. We didn't here because we didn't have a lot of images, but they will show up in the Slides tab view. And you can just go through each of them and see your images embedded as background frames. And you're ready to edit your new image project. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions on this particular topic or any others while working with Qarbon's products and services, please visit us online at www.qarbon.com. Happy viewletting!